Good evening, St. Lucia. Welcome to another exciting episode of 758 Sports Talk. And as usual, we have a packed evening for you guys. Of course, stay tuned. I know the St. Lucians want to win their ticket to CPL 2018. Of course, we have our third game coming up tomorrow night between the St. Lucia Stars and, of course, St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. And before we get into all of that, we have some other developments from the weekend. Of course, St. Lucia, our women, they continue to make us proud in sports. They absolutely continue to make us proud in sports, and they won the volleyball competition. Of course, that team arrived about shortly after 7 o'clock. They got into St. Lucia. I would have liked to have had a conversation with a representative from that team, but, you know, coming in, and of course, they'll be greeted by officials from the ministry. And so hopefully next Monday we can have a discussion on what actually occurred in that volleyball competition. Of course, congratulations to Lisa Casimir, of course, the MVP of the tournament, and of course, continue to make the family proud, and all the others who did so well in that competition. Shout out to you guys. All right, we also had a very packed weekend in football in St. Lucia. We saw the final qualifiers for Blackheart 2018. Of course, the Blackheart train made its way to Marsha playing field, and we saw the northern qualifiers, and we saw teams like Grosile. Marsha, of course, defending Coca-Cola Island Cup champions. We also saw the national under-20 team featured in that competition, Central Castries and Leclerc, and of course, lots of action at a very nice environment at the Marsha grounds, the capital of Castries. And of course, as usual, we want to wrap it up nicely for you guys and let you guys know what we have coming up next. We are trying to get Mr. David Shakes Christopher for us to have a discussion on the last weekends, and of course last weekend's activity, and we are going to the Blackheart Super. In fact, I keep saying Super 8 and they keep telling me it's Big 8, but obviously if you're going to go around St. Lucia and you're going to get football teams in active competition, and you're going to choose the best 8, and we know we have about 19 affiliates, 19 or 17 affiliates, and we have the best 8 teams represented in a competition. They really are the Super 8, but there's Big 8. And so we saw early on, a couple weeks ago, the southern qualifiers. We saw Vieux-Fort South. Vieux-Fort South, of course, the defending Blackheart champions. They came out on top in the southern qualifiers, and we saw their neighbors, Labrie, also qualifying from the southern zone. After the southern zone, we went into the eastern zone. Of course, we know they say the kings rise from the east, and we saw Micoud coming out on top, of course, former Blackheart champions, and they came out with Mabia Valley, the 2 M's from that community in the eastern zone. And then we went to the west, and on the western zone, we saw a surprise. We saw Roseau Valley coming out on top of the western zone. Nobody picked Roseau Valley to come out on top. Some persons would have selected them to perhaps have an upset game, but they absolutely dominated proceedings on the western zone, and we saw Roseau Valley and Anstey, and it was just left to the northern part of St. Lucia to find out who would qualify for this premier competition in St. Lucia. And I have online with me Mr. David Shakes Christopher. Mr. Christopher, how you doing? Hello?
Stop.
Mr. Christopher? All right, Shakes, I'm having some difficulty hearing you. Well, I was told earlier you were in the Mabia Valley, of course. Okay, that call seemed to have dropped. And we'll try to get Mr. Christopher back for you guys to continue our discussion. I understood that he was in the Mabia Valley getting things ready for the Super 8 knockout competition, of course, the September 1st. That's the following Saturday. And the September 2nd will be seeing action at a boarded well secured Mabia Valley playing field. But I was saying earlier, we'll try to get him on the line again. But we went into the northern qualifiers on Saturday, and we saw Central Castries taking on Leclerc in that very first encounter. And of course, that rivalry goes way back. Do we have him on line again? Mr. Christopher?
Yes, sir. I'm right here with you, Keno.
Yeah, well, we know you were in the heart of the Mabia Valley getting things set for this weekend. But before we go into, next weekend, we wanted to touch base on your thoughts from the northern qualifiers, which we saw last weekend.
Oh, first of all, good evening to St. Lucia. Good evening to all the sports family around St. Lucia.
Mm-hmm.
What we saw last weekend, Kenton, is the continuation of what transpired down in the West Coast, where the youth dominates. And what it shows is that the youth now is taking over the football in St. Lucia.
Yeah.
We saw Roseau Valley dominating teams like Canaries, who still have some old stalwart, teams like Ancillary, yeah, and they have some young bunch. And when you look at teams like South Castries and those teams, they also have some old but still some young ones inside here.
Yeah.
But what transpired in Masha is that the youthful under 20 came in there, lots of energy and saying never die.
Yeah.
Shows that the young guys is raising their hands. It shows also that Masha, without your guy, Mr. Remy.
Yeah, Andres Remy.
Andres Remy.
Tifue.
Tifry. It shows that without him, it's a lot of pressure for Lincoln Philip.
Yeah, yeah.
And then also, it shows that the youth is really stepping up to the plate. When you look at Gozele, the lethal Gozele, I always call them.
Yeah.
They were missing a few of the lethal strikers.
Yeah, as well.
From the Moshi setup.
Yeah.
From the Rotary setup. But it shows also that there's a force to reckon with, even though they were short of Taliban and some of the other main players. They still came through. They didn't came on top of the group. They came second, but look out for them in the valley. But all in all, I think it was a nice weekend. Good football. We had some visitors scouting the games because, it's the open season now, so we have scouts from all over the Caribbean looking for players right now.
Yeah.
And they will be scouting Blackheart right through. So we're satisfied with what we came out with. We didn't see the Coca-Cola champion coming through, but we have two powerhouses in Gozele, which we know going to show good faith of themselves down in Mabia Valley and the under 20.
Definitely, and of course, as you mentioned, of course, Gozele missing some of their marquee players, and we just seen a goal here from Rafael Lajeune, the under-20 striker, who plays for Moshi FC. Very young, gifted, talented attacking player from the midfield, and of course, he actually celebrated that goal a little bit too much for my liking, as I told him. I mean, you from Gozele, and you bury us in pretty much the final game of the night, and he celebrated. But of course, representing St. Lucia at the under-20 level is something that he absolutely enjoys. Very talented and skillful player. Also, Gozele lacked some of the defenders. We saw Daniel Dennis not featuring, and we saw Aramis Gilbert had to pretty much take up the responsibility in defense for Gozele, but they were able to do it. Unlike a Masha, power pack team, when you have Andres Remy and you have Lincoln Philip and you have Valdez Maximum playing, that sort of position of football in attack for them, but really not having these guys featured really hurt them with a very young and aggressive under-20 team. But all in all, I thought it was a really, really good weekend. And of course, the Central Castries, they accounted well for themselves, Mr. Christopher.
Yes, Central Castries is not a team you can count out. Sean Corton definitely know what he's doing.
Yeah.
I think they had a hard luck. They had some hard luck. Football, even though you have a good setup, you need that luck. Anything you need luck in Saturday. I think they had some hard luck. Bojo, Gazo, I think he plays heart out. Mr. Shabazz was really like his determination. As the games was going on, myself seeing the coach from the Rotary FC and Mr. Shabazz was having some conversation, and he was really enjoying the players. He was really excited about what he's seeing in St. Lucia football. He said St. Lucia football is going back to the days when they set up start in Trinidad, when we had a whole heap of St. Lucian players starting that whole semi-professional league.
Yeah.
Guys like Baba Lastic, guys like
Titus Titi Elva, and Ulja, Paul Hogshaw.
Right.
Yeah, man.
He said he thinks this is the time where St. Lucia football is rising again. And everybody now is focusing on what's going on in St. Lucia, what we're doing right.
Yeah.
I tell him probably the Creole dishes that we eating a lot, greenfield saltfish and breakfast saltfish, breakfast season right now.
Yeah, man.
So these guys really running and rolling.
Definitely,
so
definitely.
It's a good sight to see the young players coming through, and this Blackheart, we may see a lot of young players featuring and showing them face, Kelsey.
Definitely, and of course this weekend we're going over to Football Land, I call it, boy, the Mabia Valley playing field. In fact, next weekend, September 1st. Let me tell you, I wish it was this weekend. That's how anxious I am to pretty much capture the vibe. Link up in the Mabia Valley. How's that shaping up?
Yeah, well, it's a good thing we're not going there this week because I have a lot of work to do down there.
Yeah.
Kenton, the field have a lot of bushes around. We have to clear all that area out there. We were doing some groundwork earlier down there. We have to clear that place up properly. We need to bring in some additional stands so persons could sit and be comfortable inside there.
Wow.
And we really want to make sure that we have the traffic management properly inside there, so for persons could really come in, because not only the Big 8 is the launch of the tournament.
Yeah, as well.
The Big 8, the Saturday we're going to have all the 8 teams playing, breaking it down to 4, but then the Sunday is when it's the real big deal with the launch of the 2018 tournament, and we will feature some other games in there, veteran game. We're going to get veteran games in there also. And we really want persons to come in and enjoy some good entertainment, sportainment, good food, start to give some sample for Jeune Creoles coming up in the next month or two. So we can use that as a more family vibe, like a bazaar kind of setup where we have food, entertainment, little thing for the kids. Some of the new segment guy who didn't make it to USC gonna make it down right with us in the valley. So we can create a nice atmosphere down there with the sponsors. We're still working to fine tune all the arrangements, but we're gonna really have a gala of a time down in the Roseau Valley.
Well, I know you are absolute.
The Mabia Valley.
Yeah, the Mabia Valley. I know you're absolute football purist. You love your football, and let me tell you, you were not a sponsor of the Coca-Cola Island Cup, but you came to watch almost every game, and because you want to get a feel for who's who. So, Mr. Christopher, what do you think? Big 8 coming up. Who are the teams to really look out for in this Big 8 competition?
Well, the Big 8, I've been looking closely at the defending champions of Black Hearts, Beaufort South. You could never count them out. We have to take a look at Micoud. They won it twice. Most of the time we had the champions.
Oh, yes.
And then we had a celebrity in the game. They won it. So the team knows how to win these fast pace. Mine is going to be 30 minutes, 1 hour games. So it's not 45, it's 30, not 20, it's 30. So it's fast paced. Then you can't count out the Roseau team with those youthful guys. They're running non-stop. And this under 20, what I saw transpire Saturday is a team you cannot count out. But then you have the big boys, the Gozele.
Oh, I was wondering what was going on.
The goal machine.
Yeah, man.
Troy Greenwich, if you give him a chance and he really get a chance, he will bury you for sure. So this is well tasked up. I'm going to take a few days again, and then I'm going to give you my final standing on that 8 when I really look into the crystal ball.
All right. Well, I definitely, and of course, you can look out for the St. Lucia Sports Online top 5 from the Big 8. We will be putting that power ranking out. It's not for the Black Hat proper, not the tournament proper, but in anticipation for the Big 8 competition, which is knockout 60 minutes, as Mr. Christopher said. We will be putting out our top 5. Of course, we're going to have a representative from the South. We're going to have one from the East, the West, and of course from the North. Of course, I'm from the North, and we're going to put together our top 5 teams for the Black Hat, the Big 8 competition. Yes, Mr. Christopher.
Yeah, but before you go, I want to really thank Mr. Shabazz.
Yeah.
He's looking for a left footer. And then when he came, he started for a left footer, speaking to different personnel and different persons in the football circle. This young guy named Kamani Monrose.
From Masha.
Sugar boy from Masha. Very youthful player, good player. And I think I want to wish him the best. He get a chance to go and get a tryout through Mr. Shabazz. And we want to wish him the best going over there. I think Melville Duxley is over there already. So you already have a roomie to go and join up. And we hope that we can see more young players as the Black Heart tournament continue, getting a chance to go and get tryouts. The more we can export our players, it's the better for us, and we have to work as a family, because the benefit for the country, the more we can get these young guys away and in a good setup that they can go and make a living for themselves and put the country on the map. We will be doing it from the Black Heart standpoint, working with different coaches and different owners of different setups, so they can come in for the Big 8 and the tournament proper, so we can try to get room for some of our players to get out of situation. Thank you very much. You have a good night.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Christopher.
Tomorrow night.
Definitely. And I'll be at the Darren Sammy. You know already. We'll talk. Thank you so much. Link up, man. Black Hat 2018 link up.
Respect, man.
See you, man, Mr. Christopher. Yeah, that was Mr. David Shakes Christopher, the CEO of Black Hat Entertainment. And of course, like he said, the big 8, the final 8 teams have already been qualified. They've already qualified. And we're looking at from the south of Viewfort and Labrie. From the east coast of Mico and the Mabia Valley, from the west coast, Roseau Valley, and Ansari. I mean, we're not even including Soufriere or Canaries from that side of the island, and of course from up north, Grosley and the national under-20 team. All right, so Mr. Christopher mentioned Jamal Shabazz, of course, the former coach of the Trinidad and Tobago national team. He was also the former coach of the Guyana national team. He's also coached the female Trinidad and Tobago national team, and he is one of the founders of Caledonia. Of course, as Mr. Christopher said, Caledonia, they've just pretty much in St. Lucia recruiting some of our young footballers. And from Grosley, Melvin Doxley from the Kaimajé community has been selected. He's on trials in Trinidad, and we'll be seeing the young Kimani Monroes going over there. Had a chance to speak with him. He was at the Black Hat Northern qualifiers, and he was also at the national training. I had a chance to speak with him. I have that interview. Junior, we have that ready? All right, so we have that interview ready, and we're just going to play it in its entirety for you guys before we get to our guests.
I came to see players. You know, it's a couple, 3.5 years since I last came to St. Lucia. I am always been a fan of St. Lucia football because we've gotten some very important players for our club out of St. Lucia. I'm also a very, very good friend of Stuart Charles, who, you know, is also a legend in Trinidad and Tobago football, you know, and Earl Shah, you know. So I came to look at players and assess the situation, and I was able to see some games last night in the pre-qualifier for the Black Hat Promotions Tournament, and tonight being able to see the Viewfort team against the national team, you know, very interesting.
All right, so I guess you can tell us some of your thoughts as a former Trinidad and Tobago coach and Guyana coach. Tell us some of what you think so far in terms of our players and their capabilities.
Oh, you can see Zane Pierre, for instance. You know, very relaxed. He's matured a lot, you know, since he was a kid. I'm very, very impressed with how he's matured in the game and the leadership qualities that he's showing. Generally, I think the touch on the team is quite good. We have some talented players, you know, on both teams. And when I look at the under-20 team, I see a well-organized team. You know, you can see coaching has gone into them, a good collective effort. Maybe some things that could be done to push them to the next level. And I think, you know, it's important that they're able to play some stiffer opposition, you know, opposition that can really destroy them, to be able to push them to the next level.
Right. Well, I'm sure you keep in tune with what's happening in the region, and St. Lucia, the under 14 level, doing very well. The CFU, the girls, the CONCACAF level. What do you think about the trajectory in terms of the football in St. Lucia?
Well, I think you could definitely see a plan and a vision in St. Lucia football, because I have been a big fan of the under 17 team that you had that went to CONCACAF as a U20. You know, I've been a big fan of that team because I saw that team play Trinidad and Tobago in U17 level, and they almost run us out of the park, you know. And I've seen coming out of that team a lot of players are maturing, you know, and I heard good things about the under 14 team. And you know, I dare say that St. Lucia should take the risk to invite the Trinidad and Tobago under 14 team, because the Trinidad and Tobago under 14 team is a monster. And given the success your under 14s have had at CFU level, it's going to be interesting to see a team coached by Stuart Charles, incidentally, and how they match up against them. I think St. Lucia football could benefit from a game like that. In the women's football, I just resigned the job as the women's national coach for Trinidad and Tobago, and I've had some extensive experience in women's football, and I can also see the women's football in St. Lucia on the rise. So when you see the results starts to come, the results come from development. So some development went in and some vision went into it. You can see the crops only because the seeds were planted, and I think that this is so important. And now there must be corporate support, there must be the government support, and there must be support from the people as a whole, because when we talk about national, we talk about the nation, all of the people, and St. Lucia is too small to isolate. When cricket is playing, whether the team is doing well or not, all the people should come and make the support, all the disciplines, and same in football, and same in the other disciplines, because it's a small nation, okay, with people, athletes who have a big heart, who have a lot of talent, and what can level the playing fields against a bigger country, say a Jamaica or a Cuba, is the participation of the people. You tend to find in the Caribbean that we want to support the team when the team is doing well, but when somebody is doing well, they don't need that support. They need support when it is in the embryo stages. When the child can't walk, the child holds on to the chair, it holds on to his mom, his dad, to get that support to climb, to rise. And this is where St. Lucia is poised, that the people need to see their role and not just come and say that word they like to say, that I am not allowed to say on TV, but, give the support to the team when they're down. Give the support to the team when they're developing. Grow with the under 14 team. Grow with the under 15 women's team. Grow with the different national teams, and not just in football, because there's not enough people. We need as a nation to band together to support the sports, and this will be very unique. In football, the world of football is very small, and I'm open. I've worked outside of Trinidad and Tobago before. I've done stuff in Montserrat, I've done stuff in Guyana. In fact, I've given Guyana 12 years of my life in 3 different stints. I'm open for a new challenge. I look at St. Lucia and think, the talent is here. If the opportunity comes, I welcome it. Stuart Charles and myself have been teammates as players, and I would like nothing better than to give to St. Lucia what he's given to Trinidad and Tobago.
Wow, a very, very interesting interview. There are a lot to chew on, of course, as it pertains to football development in St. Lucia, and of course some referral to other sporting disciplines. And of course you saw T20 cricket, some shots there when St. Lucia just did not get over the line against Trinidad. Of course, all of us feel gutted and feel that we probably should have won that game right here in St. Lucia. But I mean, we did it. We finally did it. Of course, a lot to talk about. We have to take a break because we have 2 guests in studio for you guys. And of course, we're going to welcome some questions from you guys as well as we interview some of our absolute stars right here on DBS. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll introduce you guys to our guests. Welcome back, St. Lucia, and as you can see, I have with me two of the St. Lucia Stars, two of the stars from St. Lucia Stars, two players here. To my immediate right, sandwich between me and the big guy, we have Mr. Kevin Hodge, of course, all-rounder, very good with the ball, very capable with the bat, as we saw a couple games ago. And of course, to my extreme right, Mr. Rakim Cornwall, big guy from Antigua. Welcome to the set of 758 Sportsnet. Of course, if somebody have not told you guys, welcome to St. Lucia, and of course, welcome to our team. Sir, Cornwall, talk to us. Tell us a little bit about last year. You were part of the team, and were you getting out of the season? Were you expected to play for St. Lucia again? What was your experience last year and coming into this season?
Well, first of all, I say good night to the listening public. Yeah, I would expect to play for the Stars again if last year wasn't so successful for us to winning games. But I think my individual performance was okay enough to get me back a chance to play the Stars, which is a good thing. And so far, we're not doing so great, but we get over the line. So hopefully that is a big plus for us.
St. Lucia, gentle giant. You would see this guy and figure this guy would be rowdy and but very gentle giant. Just for being here with him for the last couple of minutes. Of course, having a very good Super 50 coming into the St. Lucia Stars. Tell us about your season this year and your expectations coming into the CPL 2018.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to say good night to all the listening public. It's really been a journey to get to this point. I can recall I was part of this St. Lucia. Back then it was Zooks, the first year of CPL.
Yeah.
But I wasn't selected, years leading up to this one. So I really had to work hard. CPL is something that I always wanted to play, but I knew that I had to work hard and make an impression and, get my name out there. So it was good that, I got some scores, got some runs, and got some wickets in the Super 50 and also in the 40. So I think that was, a catalyst in helping me get into the squad, which I'm really grateful for.
All right, Cornwall, of course, you were part of the debacle that was last year's team. I don't know how else to describe it, but what was it like being part of the team and then, day in, day out, game in, game out, not having any level of success as a team, playing against other teams? What was it like last year for you?
Well, even though we're not winning any games last year, I think the leadership of Darren Sammy still motivate the guys, keep everybody happy in the dressing room, so we still go out and still have that belief that we could have a win, but such is life, we didn't get the win, but everybody was still happy. Okay.
And Kevin, of course, this year coming into the team and the first 3 games not having any win, what was it like for you being part of that sort of dynamic?
It was a lovely experience, to be honest. Even if we were losing games, it wasn't by a big margin. We were losing in the last over. Just by the skin of our teeth we were losing. So, we still had the camaraderie, we still had the team spirit, we had the belief, and I think that's what got us over the line for the last game. So, we're just looking to keep that going and improve on, what we did and just, turn the tables.
All right. Cornwall, for sure, the discussion was, I can tell you, from the first couple of games this year, the discussion was that, okay, perhaps, what's really Cornwall's role in the team? Because of course you were coming down lower, I think 6 or 7 or sometimes even 8 when you look at the batting lineup and probably given a couple of overs, it wasn't going so well. What actually happened that actually caused that shift within your role in the team?
Well, my role is basically I'm an all-rounder, so I'm flexible. I can go anywhere. I think the coach believes in me and back me enough to play anywhere where he called upon, and he called upon me to bat at number 3 and I delivered, so I think there's my spot for now.
That's your spot for now. So St. Lucia has claimed it. And with the ball, of course, we saw you coming in that Trinidad game, first 2 overs, really bowling very, very well, and is that something you've worked on a lot?
Yeah, well, my bowling was good for the past year or 2, so something I work on a lot. So as an all-rounder, you just have to try and get your bowling and your batting to be on the same level, but somehow you're not going to be. Someone is going to be better than one, so I'm still working to try to get them close by and be successful.
Okay, Kavim, you as well, very talented with the bat. You've shown that you could definitely hit the ball. When you're out there pretty much, and you see the Brighton lineup, and you at 6 and 7, sometimes even 8, and you know you have so many individuals who will come before you. What are you thinking in the dressing room, and how do you feel as part of that sort of thing?
Well, first of all, I'm a person. I understand that being in a team environment, you have to be flexible and do what the team is required at the moment. Obviously, as a batsman, sometimes I was wanting on the action, but it's a team sport. If I want the action all the time, then I would go play golf. But the important thing is, I understand my role, what I have to do, and if the team needs me to do something, then I have to go and do it best of my abilities. Whatever the team is required at the moment. So at the moment, I'm pretty happy with that. T20 cricket is a very dynamic game. Nothing is set in stone. The batting lineup, the bowling, nothing. So you just have to be ready to change and adapt to anything.
All right. So, St. Lucia, we need to understand that these guys have a game tomorrow, so they need to hit the sack as early as possible. So we're actually going to the phone. The number is actually on screen right now. We're actually going to open the phone lines for you guys if you have any questions that you want to ask. 4519788. We're going to continue the discussion, so you can actually join in. And of course, you could WhatsApp. You can send your WhatsApp messages at 4880929. Of course, we have our very first caller. Good night. Good evening. All right, call drop. All right, cool. 4519788 is the number to call. Cornwall, of course, even last year we saw your ability to hit the ball. There is no doubt, and of course you have that ability to get runs quickly. But people constantly question or think back to running between the wickets. How often does this come up for you? And let's just talk about your teammates. For instance, you batted with Kavim, and he probably wants to get off the mark. What's that discussion like? And is it something where they poke you every now and then to tell you, hey, let's do something else? But what actually goes on?
Well, as they say, we are a team, so I think everybody understands roles and position of players who you're batting with. There's not a case that I can't run singles. I can. So I'm just powerfully built and can hit the ball. So
I like that.
I'm also physically fit if people want to know.
Yeah. Physically fit. All right. So let's just talk about Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds. So you, Kevin, you first playing here. What's it like for you guys playing, representing the Star at the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds?
First of all, it's a really lovely facility. The environment, it's very picturesque. It's a lovely place to play cricket. It's open. You have the breeze, you have the facility and everything. So, and the people obviously, being at the ground and the feedback and the noise and the chanting, which I will not repeat on live television, but it really gets you going. It gives you a boost, and it always pushes you to keep going and and keep pleasing the crowd and putting your best foot forward.
All right. Okay, that call was dropped. I was just about to get to that caller, but you can call back as 4519788 4519788. All right, you're live. Go ahead with your contribution, caller.
Yeah, I would like to know why the captain not giving Sammy a bowl, because Sammy is supposed to be a bowling all-rounder, and he has not given Sammy one over to bowl.
You want me to answer that question for you, caller?
Yeah, man.
Okay, first of all, Sammy himself doesn't even want to bowl right now because he's injured. He has an injury, a knee injury, and I think planting his foot would be very, very difficult in terms of the final delivery. So in terms of his running, he can do that, but actually bowling is very difficult for Sammy right now. So he himself would not even bowl himself. And before Pollard was captain, Sammy bowled less and less over the last 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, satisfied. So will you be there tomorrow night? You're gonna make your way to the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds?
I have my ticket.
Yeah, which
I come and see my big partner, the batsman.
Who's that? Cornwall,
the Antiguan, yeah.
Yeah.
I like his vibe.
Well, I told him when he walked into that studio, boy, St. Lucians will love you, man. I told him that a lot.
Man. Have a good night.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so Cornwall, for you, the same question. Playing at the Darren Sammy last year, just hold that thought for a little bit. Good evening, you're live. Go ahead with your contribution. Turn on the television, please.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
I want to say you'll have a good topic tonight. I love these players, this batsman. They did very well, the last player.
Turn on, don't listen to the TV because it has a delay.
Yes, I love the way they played the last game. Especially Cornwall. He was great. He was great on the field. So I want him to keep it up.
Definitely.
Size, but I find he did very well.
Very, very well.
Push
yeah.
it, my boy.
Push it.
You can do it.
Will you be there tomorrow night?
Yes. Go, go. You will make it one day. And the other one.
Kavim as well.
Where will you all be?
Tomorrow night they will be at the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds at 6 o'clock. We have the third game in St. Lucia. You going to try to come in?
I'm a cricket fan.
All right.
I love to see Cornwall on the field.
Yes. Where are you calling from?
I love to see you, man.
All right.
You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Don't mind that size. You can go for it, my boy.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think he heard you. Yeah. Of course, getting a lot of adoration and praises here in St. Lucia. How does it make you feel, Mr.
Well, there's a lot of fans all over the Caribbean, so it's not new to me. So.
Yes. Yeah, all right. Good evening. You're live. Go ahead with your contribution.
Hello, good night.
Hello.
And how are you all tonight?
Blessed, highly favored.
Oh, I was feeling so happy. You see that when they win that game, I felt I come from the sky and I fall down. I felt so good because the 4 game I lose. I was crying, I had tears in my eyes.
Yeah.
But that game, I felt proud. And that man Cromwell, he don't have no pride. When he take a wicket, he doesn't smile. I don't know how he doesn't smile. You don't have no style.
Yeah.
That's why I love you. I love all of the stars. But you see you, I love you. Don't have no style.
Yeah.
You're just cool.
Doing his thing.
And just doing your thing. You don't have no style. I love your way. I love your ways. I love everything about you.
So he should be a star forever. Eh? Just keep him here. Just solution. Just give him a passport.
Big up to you all.
Okay.
And tomorrow night, I wish you all the best. Good luck to you all. And come well. Wow, I love you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for your contribution. St. Lucia, the number to call is 451-9788. I'm seeing a lot of individuals calling the WhatsApp number. You can send a WhatsApp at 4880929. But the number to call is 451-9788. Good evening, you're live. Go ahead with your contribution.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I want to big up all the Stars players. And I want to say the 2 matches have been great, even if we lost the first one, but the second match, oh my boys, y'all are doing well. Keep up the good work. Give us a win tomorrow. Hodgie, bowling was great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Keep it up.
Right.
Keep it up, guys. Y'all had an all-round effort on Friday, and we want to see that. As long as y'all can gel like that tomorrow, we have it in the bag.
Will you be there tomorrow?
I will be there. I have all my tickets until Friday and Saturday.
Right.
So I will be there.
All right. Thank you so
guys,
much.
So all the best tomorrow night.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution, caller. Yes, Cornwall, Darren Sammy. What's it like?
Well, it's an honor to be playing at Darren Sammy Stadium. I think Sammy has done tremendous well for St. Lucia. For the stadium to name off of is an honor. The wicket day is very good, so I think the whole atmosphere in the stadium is very good.
All right. Yes, good evening. You're live. Go ahead for contribution.
Hi, good night.
Could you turn down the volume of your television set, please?
Kenson Gray, your co-worker man. I want to big up Mr. Big Guy in the corner. They're physically fit.
Yeah, physically fit. Turn on the volume of your TV, please.
Very nice. Congratulations. All right. Cancel my ticket.
I can barely hear you. I can barely hear you. St. Lucia, can you turn on the volume of your television set when you call, please? It gives a horrible feedback in the air, and it's just difficult to follow what you're saying. All right, good evening. You're live. Go ahead for contribution. Turn down the volume of your television. Junior, it's killing me. It's killing me. It's killing me. It's really killing me. Yeah. Good evening. You're live. Go ahead for contribution. All right. Okay. Let's just move on. Let's just take a couple of WhatsApp messages because my phone has been going off for a while now. Somebody says, "Good night. I would like to tell Kavim that his sports science family is extremely proud of him. Wish him all the best throughout the remainder of the tournament. He's smiling, so I guess he knows. I guess he's doing some real sports science research. That's good. That's good. All right. Somebody says, good night, gentlemen. I just want to congratulate you all on the victory on Friday. The team is gelling very well. Just continue working together and always thank the Almighty for your day-to-day breath of life. Of course. Good evening. Your life. Go ahead for contribution.
Yeah, Jago Zile. Good night, my boy.
What's up, man? I love when people call me that, you know.
Yeah. You got that voice probably they registered, but you know that they don't say you're smiling.
Let's go. Talk to me.
Yeah, that man. Listen, good night. I'm Hodge Cornwall. Good night, man.
Good night.
Listen, guys. Just first and foremost, avid cricket fan. Kenton will do. Yeah. He's smiling. Check the voice there now.
Manchester United.
I can't talk about that right now, Arsenal. We could talk.
Yeah, boss.
but guys, just to be a bit realistic, all I want you all to do for now, let's just focus on 4th place, get into the playoffs, and then we'll take it from there. So that's what that actually means. You see, tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, just keep the focus going. I can see, apart from the first 2 games, I was really annoyed a little bit. I'll be honest, I was a bit annoyed. But I saw y'all kept the spirit up. Hodge, first time I'm actually seeing you, my brother, and just keep it going.
Yeah, man.
Keep it going. Make sure, again, you use just use the atmosphere, the environment. You know yourself, my brother. Les Tama, very special.
Yeah,
Mr. Cornwall, boy, that's a stroke of genius.
Yeah.
Stroke of genius at number 3. All I want you to do, though, just be selective. Not every ball that can go for 4 or 6. Whatever you can push in whatever gaps, keep on doing it. But I like to see the intent. And I'll not be there tomorrow. I will be there Friday. But I will be there Saturday. But I'm watching from afar.
Yeah.
And, yeah, man, just keep your head up. And
I know the only reason you will not be there tomorrow is because you're working in that hotel industry. I know the only. No, but for you to not be at a St. Lucia Stars game, it has to be work. So I understand. So I'll explain to them so they understand.
No problem, babe. Respect, my brother.
All the best.
Good night, y'all. Take care, and good luck tomorrow. As I said, I'm watching from afar. Bless up.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. I have to actually let you all go because I know y'all have to hit the sack. So, all right, one more call. Let me tell you, the phones are going crazy. Good evening. You are our final caller in terms of speaking to our guests. Of course, we have more for you guys. We're going to be doing some giveaways a little bit later on. But go ahead. Good evening. Hello. You're live. Go ahead for contribution. Hello. Good evening. You're live. All right, Junior.
Yes, we're live. Yes, good afternoon. Good night.
Yes, good evening. You listen to your television set, so there's a delay. All right. All right. Thank you so much. We really have to leave it there in terms of the phone calls for now. Of course, we're definitely going to be giving you all opportunities to win tickets for tomorrow night's activities. But for now, Cornwall, last words to our listening public.
Well, I would like to invite all the public to come out and support the Stars tomorrow night. We're going to put on a show again, so just come out and enjoy your night out.
Definitely. Mr. Hodgie, as they call you, the sports scientist, boy. You want to tell me what I do? Talk to me.
Yeah, like my teammates said, I just want to encourage everyone to come out and, support. It's been amazing the past couple of games, and everybody came, even if we lost the first game, they kept the faith and they came and support. So I know there's going to be a bigger crowd tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to it, and I just want to encourage everybody to keep going, keep believing, and we'll continue to shine.
All right, thank you guys so much for being on our set. Of course, we know you guys just came from training and pretty much your meeting and coming over here, so we really appreciate it. All right, so all the best to you guys tomorrow night. Of course, we will be capturing all the moments to bring to St. Lucia. All right, so St. Lucia, what we're going to do, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to go through some of the press conference that we had today. Andrew Fletcher was at the press conference. Of course, the bowling coach for St. Lucia, Mr. Eswick, was also at the press conference, so we'll play some of what actually occurred at that press conference to you, and of course listen very carefully. I hope you guys were listening and paying attention tonight, because we're going to have 2 giveaways a little bit later on. Of course, you can call and make your contribution to that. We'll take a break. When we come back, we have more for you guys. right, welcome back to the 758 Sports Talk. And of course, I'm pretty sure St. Lucians understand these guys really needed to get in, get some good night rest. Of course, wake up tomorrow morning, perhaps have a early morning session, get some rest again, and then feature in tomorrow night's encounter. St. Lucia, we really need you guys to come out and support the St. Lucia Stars. I mean, I'm really thankful for the individuals who came, regardless of how our team was doing. But the other individuals who probably, some of them work in the hotels. We had a contributor, Lou Prudent, who's from the Gros Islet area, works in the hotel. So sometimes you're not able to come to the game. Sometimes they are. If you are able, you are up north, or if you're down south and you can make your way to the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds, I really think you should. I think it does a lot for us as a nation to be represented at the cricket grounds. And of course, we saw Mr. Cornwall, who is loved by St. Lucia. St. Lucia, let me just tell you, you're sending your WhatsApp messages. I do not have Mr. Cornwall's number. For the 4, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And from the display pics, I can see women who have asked me for Mr. Cornwall's number. I do not have Mr. Cornwall's number. And no, I will not ask him for it for you guys tomorrow as well. So leave that alone. You all got an opportunity to speak to him briefly. And of course, a very friendly, very gentle giant, as I would describe. So let me get through some of your messages before we do some of the other stuff. Somebody says, congratulations to the guys, St. Lucia Stars. Keep at it. We are rooting for all of you. All right. Somebody says, I have a lot of them. Hey, I'm so excited. The Stars won. Still remembering Fletcher dispatching Mohammed Ilfran out of the ground. Great stuff. Okay. Somebody says, good night. I like my Stars team. The guys are doing a great job, and I like the energy of Hodge on the field. Of course, a very exciting young cricketer, Kavim Hodge. All right. Somebody says, good night to the guys. Welcome the Stars. Congrats to the Stars for winning the match. Keep up the good work. Jah bless. Okay. And let's get some others. All right. Hey there, good. I would like to congratulate the big man. I will be watching you to give you some good food. Good food, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Cornwall would probably like a good meal. Yes, good evening. Want to let St. Lucia Stars know that there's no need to be nervous, and I'd like them to play the game the same way they practice. There's a lot of potential. I've seen it from the way you guys played, from Zooks to Stars. Don't stop striving. One love, dream goddess. All right. Let me just get through because there are so many of them. Somebody says, good night, guys. The game was nice. Congrats to the Stars. Big up for tomorrow. Mess from Rivière-Mitan. Of course, Rivière-Mitan will be in the house tomorrow night for sure because they very close. Cornwall is my star. Love you. Thank you for your contribution towards our last victory. All right, I will be getting through some of your other messages. But first, like I said before we took a break, we had a press conference today at the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds. And of course, at the press conference, Andrew Fletcher represented the Stars today at the press conference. And we took in some of what he said at the press conference. And so we thought it only fit to share it with you guys.
I've decided, if it happened that I get a start again, at least if I could carry the team down to 15 overs as much overs as possible. And when the wickets was falling around me and the captain came in, he told me, we have to, try our best to stay as long as possible. So I decided, to give him some time to get himself in, as we can see, and it pays out. And hopefully I would like to continue that trend. And see if I can get my team to a good start to tomorrow's game and come out with a victory. Cornwall has been doing a great job. As you all can see, he has a new role and he's performing it very well. And when someone is playing like this, as any batter on the other end, you feel free. So we just hope that he continues and let's hope for the best.
Fletcher pretty much entertaining questions on Cornwall, the batting of Rakim Cornwall, and of course his own batting, opening the batting. Of course, we've always said, we've always felt that if Fletcher can stay until the 15th over, the 17th, 18th over, St. Lucia Stars would have a commanding total because he gets his runs quickly. And of course, with Cornwall coming in at number 3, the expectation is that, hey, either you go after it or you get out and don't soak up any deliveries. And it's been working so far. Credit to the coaching staff, credit to Karen Pollard for seeing the wisdom in sending Cornwall in at number 3 to get things going for the St. Lucia Stars. We also had Mr. Roderick Eswick, who is the bowling coach for the St. Lucia Stars. He was also at the press conference and he fielded some questions on the bowling of Obed McCoy, Rakim Cornwall, of Kais Ahmed, and of course we had some of that, so we play some of that for you guys right now.
It's a young bowling attack, and the key thing, I saw Obed McCoy in Canada for the first time, and you could see that he's got some skills. He's got a good change of pace. He can bowl up to 85 miles an hour. So he's got some talent. The leggy, he's only 18 years old. He's been a bit inconsistent. He's put 2 good performances together. So when you have a young bowling attack, you're going to have good days, and you're going to have bad days. And what we've got to do is keep working with them, keep encouraging them, and making sure that they understand the process, they understand the reason. The left arm spinner, Hodge, he's been around for a little bit longer, but he hasn't played a lot of CPL, so it's something new to him. They're asking him to do a different role as well, to bowl a few overs in the middle. He's accustomed to opening the bowling, and all in all, you're trying to help them, you're trying to encourage them, you're trying to make sure that they understand what is expected. It's not easy because the pitch here in St. Lucia is a good one. You saw from the scores against Trinidad. But the leggy, he's got some talent. At 18 years of age, you've got to be happy with him. And he's going to have the odd off day. But once he can keep learning, and that's the key thing. Once you keep teaching them and they can keep learning, then you're making a way forward.
All right, so some comments, just an insight into the brain of the bowling coach for the St. Lucia Stars. Of course, if anybody is honest, they would tell you the weakness within the St. Lucia Stars is pretty much the bowling department. In terms of batting, from last year, we've put up some good totals, but we just don't seem to have the capability, the ability to bowl any team out. And that has been a problem with the St. Lucia Stars. But we saw Kavim Hodge having some success, and of course Cornwall having some success. But in terms of the overall run rate, we've had some questions about how the team has fared. All right, a lot of messages coming to the platform. Try to get a good total. All the best tomorrow. Good contribution there. All right, somebody says, I'm so excited about the Stars. I still remember Fletcher. How good is Cornwall? Somebody just asking, how good is Cornwall as an individual, and of course a gentle soul, as we just saw. All right, as we just heard. All right, congrats St. Lucia Stars on the last game's win. We're taking the next 3 home because I will be there. Enjoy watching team effort, determination and strength of our team. Very well said. All right, somebody says a big shout out goes to the captain Pollard. Okay, let me just get to everything. Good night to our guys. Want to congratulate them on the win. They just started shining and it's their first win. We're coming for all the rest of our wins. Want to let them know they should keep up the good work and hope for the best throughout the rest of the games. Big shout out goes to our captain Pollard. Hey, solution something else. Pollard scored 60 odd. Pollard went for 32 in 1 over. People want investigation into whether Pollard is match fixing. The next thing you know, Pollard scores 104. First T20 century for him. First T20 century by any individual representing the Stars. And guess what? The highest total in CPL history put up. And all of a sudden, well, I'm not saying that this particular contributor, but a lot of St. Lucians are now really getting behind Karen Pollard. Good stuff. Keep it up. We actually like that. Somebody says, for the management of Stars, can we have some flags that is missing in our home games? Flags and the paraphernalia. All right, somebody is saying that, and of course that observation has been raised on a number of occasions. Somebody says, Sir Kazmi, in all honesty, what the Stars need to focus on first is to get into 4th place. All right, well said. That should tell Pollard Lucian's not on that. All right, so definitely we need to know that all efforts are being placed, and I can guarantee you, for me, my opinion, I don't think there is another individual who hates losing more than Kieran Pollard. Pollard, let me tell you, just following Pollard from IPL, CPL, TUTPL, Pollard hates losing. So I cannot envisage ever Pollard being in a position to win and not taking that opportunity. Remember Evan Lewis, who wanted to score 100? Evan Lewis, who represents Queen's Park in Trinidad, that Pollard plays with in Trinidad and for Trinidad. And he bowler wide. You all remember that? Pollard not on no joke. Good luck from your number 1 fan. Tell Simmons and Pollard I said hello, whole team, but mostly these two. Okay, we really need Simmons to come to the party. Okay, so I'm going to do a giveaway right now. Of course, the number to call is 4519788, and I'm going to give away a ticket to tomorrow night's encounter between the St. Lucia Stars and St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. That game is going to start at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, good evening. You're live. We have our first caller. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Kenton.
Where are you calling from?
Soufrière.
All right, you're representing Soufrière, boys. Soufrière love their cricket. Let me tell you, when SPL going on in Soufrière, really good. All right, so the question, can you tell me what Rakim Cornwall's number and what Kevin Hodges' number is when they represent the Star? What number do they represent with?
Cornwall is 54.
No, incorrect. Try again. Thank you very much for calling. The number to call is 4519788, 4519788. So I need you to tell me the number Rakim Cornwall plays with and the number Kevin Hodge plays with. Good evening, you're live. You have an answer for us? Good evening. Would you like to hear the question again? All right, the number of individuals I'm going to call, so if you're not ready, we'll move on. 4519788. Do not send WhatsApp messages. I'm hearing my phone vibrating. Okay, good evening. You're live. Can you tell me what number Rakim Cornwall wears and what number Kevin Hodge wears?
46.
No, incorrect. That is incorrect. Try again. Call back 4519788. What number for the St. Lucia Stars does Rakim Cornwall wear, and what number does Kevin Hodge play with? What number do these guys play with? Good evening, you're live. Do you have an answer for me? Hello?
Hello.
Yes. Rakim Cornwall.
20.
And Kevin Hodge.
17?
No, incorrect. All right, try again. 4519788 is the number to call. 4519788. Somebody is calling me on the 4880929 number, but it's 4519788. All right, what number does Rakim Cornwall wear? All right, that person got nervous. What number does Rakim Cornwall wear, and what number does Kevin Hodge wear for the St. Lucia Stars? All right, do you have an answer for me? Good evening, you're live.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yes, Cornwall is
20. Okay, can you turn on the volume? Junior, tonight my head is hurting me. I can't take it on. Lord,
okay.
I can't
Cornwall
take it on.
is number 20.
20,
and what's the other one?
Kevin Hodge.
And the Hodge is number 16.
Incorrect. All right, thank you for calling. All right, St. Lucia, when you call, please, St. Lucia, when you call 4519788, please turn on the volume of your television. I have a massive headache. You've seen me smiling, but I have a massive headache. Don't do me that tonight. 4519788 is the number to call. What number does Rakim Cornwall wear? Good evening.
Hello, good night.
Yes, good night. Do you have an answer for me?
20
and
55.
Incorrect. Thank you for trying. Thank you so much for trying. Ticket for the St. Lucia Stars game tomorrow night at 6 p.m. at the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds. The St. Lucia Stars, they will be coming up against the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. Of course, a very, very good team. A 4519788 is the number to call, and I'm feeling people Googling right now the answer to the question, but it's a simple question. What number does Raheem Cornwall wear, and what number does Kavim Hodge wear for the St. Lucia Stars? All right, let me go back to the messages while people try to get that answer. 4519788 is the number to call. All right, a couple of people send the correct answer to the set, but at the end of the day, we need you to call in at 4519788. A couple of answers on the platform. All right, good evening, you're live. Go ahead with your contribution. Do you have an answer for me?
Yeah, it's 20 and 21.
Absolutely. Congratulations. The Raheem Cornwall wears number 20, and right next to me, Kavim Hodge, he wears number 21. So it was 20 and 21. I really thought that Solutions would have gotten that so easily, but 20 and 21. Where are you calling from?
Denry.
Oh, Denry, the Valley in the building. All right. What's your name, caller?
Isaac Edwin.
Isaac Edwin. All right. So what you could do is you could come to the studio of DBS. That's in VG tomorrow, and you can collect your ticket to head to the game tomorrow evening. Yeah, Isaac Edwin. Congratulations. Did you plan to go to the game anyway tomorrow night, or you just a lucky viewer tonight?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. All right, Isaac Edwin is our first winner of a ticket to the game tomorrow night. We will be doing one more giveaway. Of course, the number to call would be 4519788. 4519788. Now, we had another interview. The press conference was a series of interviews, obviously questions from the media, and of course, we St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. They will be our opponents tomorrow night, and of course, we saw the coach of St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots along with a player, Lamachani, a very talented spinner, being part of that press conference, and we have some of that press conference for you guys. They spoke about Evan Lewis, they spoke about Christopher Henry Gale, they spoke about playing in St. Lucia. These were some of the questions that we fielded today. So let's take a look at some of that interview.
And I mean, he works really hard at training. He's batting really well in the net session. And he's just a bit unlucky in the last couple of games, you know. So we're not too concerned much about his form. But I mean, everyone is talking how good the wicket here. I think most of the wickets, Barbados, St. Kitts are all good wickets. So it's we're not really focusing on the wicket or Evan. So we just come here and look to play.
I was just thinking to give my best every time, and so that I can help my team with any kind of thing that can help our team. And yeah, they showed me their faith, and they had that belief on me. And yeah, so far in the 3 games I've performed well so far, and just trying to be like a ball on the same line and length again in the next matches. So.
All right, very talented young player from the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, and he will be featured in tomorrow night's encounter. Of course, 4519788. If you want to make a general contribution to the show tonight, you can do that. And of course, yeah. Okay. Good evening. You're live. Go ahead with your contribution.
Hi. Good evening.
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
Yeah, they're not bad.
Go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah. What I was watching this evening, you know, looking at the show, you know, I watched St. Lucia Stars.
Mm-hmm.
They've been somewhat unlucky.
Okay.
The umpiring this year has been very poor.
Oh, yes.
And it has gone against St. Lucia Stars.
I agree.
Now, I'd like to tell the guys to just be strong in what they're doing, keep applying themselves. Sometimes when you're down, it's difficult to get up.
Yeah.
And sometimes you find that the system the umpiring system. They should look to review. They should have the umpire review system to assist in this competition. This is a top line competition. This is the West Indies. Okay, we need to invest in proper umpiring system
and technology, right? I mean, the speedometer, we don't even know the fastest ball in this year's competition. I mean, I always look for the pace at which the bowler is bowling. Not even that I get on my screen this year. I'm just wondering what's going on. Just like you.
I mean, I think we've been around for a while. From the time of Stanford, we've gone through the previous thing where we serve against island versus island. We've gone to a level where we are more professional, and I'm wondering why haven't we invested in technology at least this year around? I think this is the third edition of the competition.
No, man, this is the 6th edition of the Caribbean Premier League.
Okay, all right.
6. Yeah.
Okay, my mistake. My bad. You know, but what I'm saying is that they should invest in technology.
Yeah.
It's time for that. Had this been in place, St. Lucia Stars would have been, trust me,
at least 2 games.
First victory.
Yeah, but the very least.
You know, man, you would have been on the first victory. You know, it's been very unfair, you know, what's happening this year. Now, it's happening to other teams too. I'm not saying that it's just St. Lucia Stars, you know. Okay, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, because I thought last night, did you see the game? I thought Bravo was plump. LBW to Zampa. He would have been out. And I mean, that very same over hit under the 6. And I mean, he kept on batting. And I mean, Jamaica, the Jamaicans were livid. I mean, I could not believe how poor of a decision that was.
Yeah, very poor decision. And I'm saying that if we continue at this pace, okay, it's going to be a backward step in our cricket. I'm not saying that the guys are not talented and stuff like that. Sometimes, you know, in sports there are a few errors, but it's too obvious.
Yeah.
You know, but I would like to congratulate the team. They've honestly, if all the pressures, they've held their heads up, and at home there, I mean, the guys are really putting down some runs.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the highest runs chase, you know, guys are actually, you know, things are happening, and I hope that at this point it's a turnaround for the team.
Definitely.
So congrats, guys, and keep your head up.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Very well said. Very well said. Thank you so much. Yeah, the actual umpiring this year, I mean, it has been borderline embarrassing because, I mean, we've opened up the market in terms of viewership for CPL 2018, and I mean, the umpiring decisions. If umpiring decisions are mistakes, we expect that. But some of them actually change the result, the expected result of a game. They really affect the entire game, and so it's been really, really bad. All right, so we have some other contributions. All right, do we have somebody asking? Do we have any chance of qualifying for the playoffs? The answer is a resounding yes. If we go on a roll, we in the balance of our games, we still have a chance. We still have a mathematical chance to get to the playoffs. And guess what? When you get to the playoffs, you get into the top 4, because right now, okay, there's 6 teams, which means we pretty much have to surpass 2 of them. Once we get to the playoffs, anything can happen. So, I mean, some people have given up hope, but there's just no reason to. All right. All right. Somebody says they were looking forward to seeing Gayle on my show tonight. That would have been nice to have Christopher Henry Gayle. Perhaps if he played for the Stars, he would have been here in no time. But even at the press conference today, I did not get to see him. All right. Somebody says, honestly, Kenson, I'm still very, very disappointed from Thursday match. But congrats goes to Cornwall. He's the star. If I call, I will rain on everybody's parade, because in all my years of following and watching cricket, I've never seen a captain do what Pollard did on Thursday. A host of us just left the game that night when he took the ball to bowl. We were like, what? Why is Pollard going to bowl at this time? And when he bowled, it was obviously why to bring the run rate down for his home team Trinidad, and then give the younger, inexperienced bowlers the trouble to come and bowl tight. That's why the other that's nonsense. That's why the others nowhere began to bowl. Endorse sides. Okay, you lose me there because there are a bunch of typos. Why did the manager resign the following morning? Full alone would not see and understand. Couldn't even go and watch the Friday. I was so disappointed. He tried and he did strike 104 was to save face, but it is what it is. Good night, good show as always. Of course, you always have those opinions, persons who see things slightly differently, and of course, I welcome other perspectives, but I respectfully disagree. I just don't believe that this was a deliberate thing from Kieron Pollard's end at all. All right, somebody says these umpires need serious eye and hearing tests, clear nick, which can be heard by a deaf individual. Big up to the Stars, and I've said that before. Some of the decisions are horrible. So, Lucius, when you send your messages, start in English, please, because it's kind of difficult to read, and some of what you guys send. All right. Somebody says, big up Faith United, who made it to the finals of the Soufrière Promotional League finals on Wednesday night. Soufrière football going on right now. We reported on that during our sports, so good stuff. All right, so we have another question for you guys. In fact, I'm going to do two. I'm going to do one, compliment St. Lucia Sports Online for my followers, and I am going to actually sponsor this one. I'm going to leave that one for last, for sure. And it's for avid followers, individuals who follow St. Lucia Sports. And in fact, if you're following me on television, on radio, digitally, you have a chance to actually win a ticket tonight, compliments of St. Lucia Sports Online. All right, so we're going to do one more question from CPL. Let me see. All right, so let's make it simple enough in the interest of time. All right, good evening, you're live. Somebody actually called already. Good evening, you're live. Could you tell me what the question is? All right, yes. Yes, I was about to hit you with that. All right, good evening, you're live on the 758 Sports Sports Store. How you doing?
Not too good.
You not too good or good? Which one is it?
Good.
Good. All right, so you want to go see the Stars tomorrow night?
Yes.
All right, so the question, what is the name of the bowling coach for the St. Lucia Stars?
I forget.
All right, call back 451-9788, 451-9788. What is the name for the bowling coach for the St. Lucia Stars? The bowling coach for the St. Lucia Stars, 451-9788 is the number to call to win yourself a ticket to CPL 2018. All right. Somebody says it was deliberate. Why didn't he bowl on Saturday? Of course, it's his decision. He's the captain. Somebody says, good night, a great show as usual. Good win for the Stars last time around. An excellent all-round team performance, but I think we should not get too carried away. As the statistics show, the team has not been doing very good in terms of racking up the wins. All right, good evening, you're live. You have an answer for us?
Yeah, good night.
Yes.
Roddy Estwick.
Can you spell that for me?
Roddy Estwick.
Yeah, could you spell that for me?
Spell what?
Roddy Estwick.
Spell his name?
I'm just pulling your leg, man. I was going to ask you for his date of birth after to see how much you know. You are absolutely correct, Roddy Estwick. And again, St. Lucia, if you paid attention tonight, you would have gotten that correct because we just played a video of him at the press conference earlier tonight. Okay, where are you calling from?
I calling from Granivier.
Granivier Grosley or Granivier?
Granivier Grosley.
Oh, I was saying the Valley winning everything tonight, man. Well, it's best I say family because to me, I related to almost everybody Granivier. Shout out to all the customers in Granivier for sure. Shout out to the whole crew.
Very well. I'm Mr. Marius.
Oh, okay. What's up? All right. So, give me a full name, sir.
Anthony Marius.
Yes. So congratulations. You've won yourself a ticket to the St. Lucia Stars game tomorrow night. That game will be played against St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. You can pick up your ticket at VG. Do you know the studios at VG?
Yeah, I know.
All right. Yeah, definitely. Make sure you walk with your ID. Of course, Isaac Edwin, who won earlier, please walk with your identification, some form of ID, so you can pick up your ticket. Congratulations. See you tomorrow night.
Yeah, man.
All right. Roddy Eswick is the actual bowling coach for the St. Lucia Stars team. And, of course, he spoke at length about pretty much all the bowlers. Case Ahmed, Obed McCoy, and he had a nice little interview earlier today. All right. Somebody, I was not able to finish this last message, so let me get through it, and then I will give you guys an opportunity to win a ticket. Compliments St. Lucia Sports Online. Okay, somebody says, good night, Kenson. Great show as usual. Good win for the Stars last time around. An excellent all-round team performance, but I think we should not get too carried away. As the statistics show, the team has not been doing very well in terms of raking up the wins. What we should do, though, is to continue supporting this team and hope they can continue improving, especially in the bowling department, and pick up some momentum as the tournament moves towards the business end. On another note, though, in my opinion, it's a sad state of affairs for St. Lucia Stars team with only one St. Lucian. What does that say about our own local players, and what does the future hold for the franchise itself? Pick yourself is what I would say to the last part. Pick yourself. If Kimani Melius goes and plays for West Indies B, scores some runs, gets a couple of half centuries or century, he plays in the regional competition next year and he's not on the team, you, sir, who made that contribution, and myself, we will be matching to the St. Lucia Stars office to say, pick Kimani Melius on the team. Pick yourself. Score runs. That's what I'd say for all the St. Lucians who are, desirous of playing for the St. Lucia Stars. All right? Okay. Okay, final question tonight. We're pretty much running out of time. St. Lucia Sports Online. All right? St. Lucia Sports Online. Over the last year, if you could guess how many hits? All right, we have a caller. Let's see if the caller can guess that for us. 4519788. Good evening. You're live. Where are you calling from?
Me, Corin.
Corin Grosley. All right. I said this ticket was for St. Lucia Sports Online followers. So I hope you've liked the page, or you've followed the page, or you're an avid follower online and digitally. We have the SLSO Sports Update. Comes out every day. So my question to you, to give you my ticket, compliments of St. Lucia Sports Online, is guess how many hits St. Lucia Sports Online have had this year? How many hits? How many views? How many times individuals have gone to St. Lucia Sports Online for this year? And I give you a ticket to CPL. If you can guess that number for me.
Well, that's a hard question.
Yeah. Take a guess.
I'll say over 1,000.
No, bro. Probably in the last hour, we probably had 1,000. I give you one more guess. Since you say it's hard, I give you one more guess.
A million.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Incorrect. We'll give somebody else a chance, and of course you can call back if you have another guess. 4519788. Could you guess the amount of hits? If you get close, St. Lucia, since it's a difficult question, I would give it to you. How many hits has St. Lucia Sports Online have for the year so far? Good evening. You want to try? You want to guess?
2.
2 hits. All right, that would be the last millisecond. Incorrect. You can try again. You can try again. All right. Yes. No. Thank you very much. Give somebody else a chance. 4519788. 4519788. How many months this year? We into month number 7? Number 8, sorry. Yes. How many hits has St. Lucia Sports Online had for the year so far? Good evening. You're live. Hello? All right, that person is just listening. All right. Yeah, we keep it that easy for you guys. Yes, good evening, you're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's that question?
How many hits has St. Lucia Sports Online have for the year so far?
I could say about 56.
No, incorrect. Very far.
Okay, let me give another try.
Yeah, give another try.
I would say about 110.
Okay, I thought you were going to say 110,000. I'd say, well, you're still getting warm, but you're far. You're very far, very far. Give somebody else a chance. 4519788. But you're downplaying the popularity of the website. Yes, good evening. How many hits do you think St. Lucia Sports Online have had so far for this year?
30,000.
No, absolutely not. Let's just say that happens in about a fortnight period. All right, let's go. Let's see who we're going to give that ticket to. 4519788. How many hits? Yes, you're live. Go ahead with your contribution.
5.7.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Thank you so much. It seems like I will hold that ticket until next Friday when somebody could guess again. Good evening, you're live. What's that? Hello? Incorrect. Incorrect. We're going to get somebody else to guess again. 4519788. Let me go to some of the messages before we log off. Somebody's calling this number. It's 4519788. Yes. Could you guess the amount of hits St. Lucia Sports Online has had for the year? All right. The person give up there. All right. Somebody sent it close, and somebody's actually correct on the platform. Good evening, you're live. Go ahead with your answer. How many hits have St. Lucia Sports Online had for this year?
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
5,879.
No, not at all. Very far from it. Very far from it. All right. Okay, so yeah, if the person is brave enough, they would call. Somebody has guessed it on the platform. Good evening. I want to give away that ticket. I wasn't scheduled to, but I'm just doing this for the fun of it.
Yeah. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, 5,887.
No. Absolutely not. You don't have to be precise, you know. You don't have to give the precise number. But you just have to get around the ballpark figure. I have three persons who've guessed on the platform. It just means that these individuals use social media so much that they would know. Yes, good evening. You want to venture a guess?
750,000.
Very close. Very close. But I cannot give you that hand. I cannot give it to you. Very close. Very close. Let me take two more callers.
Let's take 860.
No. One try per individual, Junior. Let's go. How many hits for the year so far has St. Lucia Sports Online had? Anybody can guess. Good evening. Good evening. You're live.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, I want to give you that ticket. Can you guess how many hits?
28,000.
No. No, you have not been listening. You go real far. Let's go. Next individual. Yes. Good evening.
Good night. It's 550,000.
I'll give it to you. 500,000 views so far this year. Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
All right, calling from Cicero. Name is Mikel.
Cicero Mikel. Yeah. All right. Okay, so you could come to the studios at VG, and we will give you. Please present your ID, and we'll give you that special prize. And actually, I can tell you right now, it's a very good pass for you. You'll enjoy that ticket that you've won tonight. All right.
Okay, man. I appreciate that.
Have you liked the page though?
No, it's perfect. But to be honest with you, it's only the second time I've been on there.
Okay.
But
okay.
Of course, I will be there more frequently now.
All right. Thank you so much. Of course, right. St. Lucia. This actually gives me an opportunity to tell you a little bit more. We produce the sports update daily, the SLSO sports update for you guys who've not seen it. It's a 2 to 3 minute sort of roundup of what's going on in sports. Most of the times we have information on CPL. We give individuals opportunities to win tickets to CPL events. And I just wanted to find out how you guys viewed the website. Of course, a number of individuals on the platform actually guessed. So it just means that these individuals are more into social media. And I wanted to give an opportunity for somebody into social media to actually guess tonight. All right. And I could tell you, with the SLSO Sports Update alone, sometimes in excess of 30,000 views for the day, which is doing pretty well. And it's the internet. The internet is global, so it's still room for a lot of improvement. But thank you guys so much for supporting. All right, we quickly out of time. Of course, I want to thank all the CPL individuals, the stars, the 2 stars who came through tonight. Of course, Cornwall, who came through tonight. Of course, a lot of persons are asking me for his number on the platform. I do not have it, St. Lucia, and I do not plan to have it. So don't stop me and ask me for it when you see me in town. I don't have it. I will not have it. Of course, Kevin Hodge, who came through, and we really want to encourage St. Lucians to come out Come out tomorrow night, 6 o'clock at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. St. Lucia will take on St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. Of course, St. Kitts, very good team. Christopher Henry, Gale, Evan Lewis, of course, a very good team. And we saw some of the other individuals from that team. They will be featuring tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. All right, so thank you very much for the individuals who called and contributed on our texting, our WhatsApp platform. On behalf of our entire sports team, I'm Kenson Casimir. Of course, you still have opportunities to win tickets. You can like the page St. Lucia Sports Online and follow us on Facebook and subscribe to the page as well. On behalf of our entire sports team, I'm Kenson Casimir. See you guys soon.